Hello and welcome back to MEGABytes, where we take a bigger bite of a retro game. I'm Sharka, and for today I have a Amiga flight sim that seems to have got left behind in, I won't say appreciation, but I think the fact that it doesn't have a WHD load file and doesn't appear in Open Retro suggests that it's been left behind. That's all I can think, because there are other games there. The flight sims, of course, all the microprose ones can be found readily. Things like Lucasfilms, their finest hour, can be found, but not my game here, which is one of my absolute favourites back in the day, and one I used to play with the joystick that I've recently picked up again. A Quickshot Python 1M, the micro switch version, which is, lovely stuff. And the game is Rowan's Reach for the Skies, a Battle of Britain set combat flight sim. And yes, because I was trying out different games I remember playing with the Python, and I couldn't find the WSD of it. I got all ADFs, and I think I probably put it on years ago and had a little tinker around, and that was it. But I decided to have like a dedicated go with the Python, nostalgia and whatnot. And when looking at, rather than the ADFs, I thought, I'll just find a WSD, and got one. Couldn't find one in my library of them, and went looking again, and none. There were people screaming like 15 years ago asking for WSDs of it. One's never been done, which is weird. So in the end, and the manual and copy protection hasn't been scanned, so you can't use the proper version. So in the end, on my little Workbench 3.1 hard drive installation, I installed the crack version, which installed quite nicely to hard drive. So I'm going to be playing that. And there's one of the cool little... I do like these little animated... Well, it's not exactly animated, but it's more like a state shift, something like that, yes. I used to like microprose icons, used to this, where you'd click it and like a little change slightly. And like the nicest guy would have like tally-ho. But yes, we're going to be playing Reach for the Skies. Now, Rowan Software also made Dawn Patrol, which was a World War One game I liked, but not nearly as much as Knights of the Sky. And they did Overlord as well, as you might expect, a Normandy invasion set thing, which doesn't seem to have got many people's fond memories as much as Reach for the Skies. I showed a screenshot on Twitter of this while I was playing, and I was surprised that more than a few people actually knew the game and actually liked it. One person was like, "Oh, I've been searching for this for years. Oh, thank you for showing it," which is always nice. The cool music. Well done, Phil Worldfile, Paul Dunscombe, and programming on I saw Rod Hyde's name. He did the manual as well. Well done. Thank you for the references, Imperial War Museum, and your testing, Dan Marchant. Rob Northern's there's a name familiar to Amiga folk. So yes, let me just there we are. Now it's interesting to tell, because it's copyright from 1992, but apparently from what I've learned, it was held back because of issues with the Microsoft fallout. So it's a few years old. It was due for release in 1989 or so. So yeah, it's a little bit dated then, I guess, in some ways, but not. It's still really playable. So you can choose either the Royal Air Force or the Luftwaffe. It's neat because there are separate modes where, like, if you're playing the Luftwaffe and you do the controller mode, you can actually plan the attacks on the convoys and basically try and knock the RAF out of the war. You have like an RAF strength, a percentage, and the more you attack convoys and starve them of supplies, and if you choose to attack the radar stations as well and successfully do so enough, you can force Britain to capitulate, basically, take a separate piece. We'll choose the Royal Air Force, though. As my existing pilot I was playing on. We'll choose for this purpose, for this little episode, Megabytes. We'll do a new person, Sharka. And the call sign is Chomp. There we go, new player. Yeah, so you can do a practice, which is basically just going against like target drones, basically, just to try and get the hang of it. The controller, which is there's less to do with on the RAF side, which allows you to manage squadrons and plan a response and manage planes and pilots. So yeah, or you can just be a pilot and be a combat pilot, and just fly mission after mission. We'll do that. See, there are four separate phases of the Battle of Britain. The convoys, the Eagle Eyes, which is the radar station attacks, the attacks on the airfields, and the Blitz. It's really interesting. Like, this is one of those great what-ifs, because first of all, the targeting of the chain, what was known as the chain home radar stations and the airfields, very much not almost, if they'd continued, would probably have knocked Britain out of the war. Because that was such an ace on the whole, having the radar stations, because that meant we didn't have to have planes on continual patrol spotting for flights of German bombers and whatnot. We could just bounce signals off them and then more strategically target flights directly to intercept them. Which, yeah, when they started attacking the radar stations, and then the airfields, especially the airfields where machines were getting destroyed on the ground and pilots couldn't rest and kept losing pilots. Those are kept up, yeah, but fortunately, I guess, from what I remember hearing, there was a bomber raid that went awry in Germany, and it dropped its load on a German city instead of the target, and then that sent Hitler in such a froth that he ordered attack on London. And then that escalated into basically the Blitz and targeting British cities rather than the more vital airfields and radar stations. So yeah, in a way it saved us, even though the Blitz was like this terrible loss of life and destruction. Right, so we'll choose the convoys though. 10th of July. The German High Command began a campaign of heavy bombardment of Britain's vital supply convoys. Aircraft available for. Pilot of Sharka is a pilot in the RAF response to the German air threat. Now what we can do is, actually no, I pressed escape to where there. I was hoping to bring up the menu, but like the difficulty menu and stuff. I think you do that in game. Call sign. When was Chomp, of course. New player. We'll do a pilot. We'll do convoys. We'll do continue. So this time we got 3 Spitfire aircraft. It's basically like Macro's flight sims where it generates like random missions pretty much every time. 3 Spitfire aircraft scramble from Hawkinge Airfield to intercept Raid D, which consists of 6 Ju-87s and escorts. Now there are two options. You can either take off from the airfield and then fly over there, or you can actually basically get right into the action. For the purposes of this episode, we'll do fly. Would it be Atari? Amazing it was. So we can do a menu here basically. So we can choose. We got the joystick there. I'll do that. All sounds on. You can turn the engine sound can get a bit monotonous sometimes because it's minimalistic, minimal sound effects otherwise. But then you can change from real flight to vulnerable to low there. Because we were a pilot officer, we basically stuck on like a bit of training wheels, so we're vulnerable, but we've got unlimited arms and fuel, and we haven't got real flight. That's fine for the purposes of this video. Hear that lovely clicking of micro switches. But yeah, this Python was in really nice condition. It was quite a bit cheaper. So I was very happy about that. Let's, and we can put our pilot map on so we can see we are here. And there's the attacking forces there, Wagon 1. We can have some nice outside views. Look at that lovely different Spitfire. The frame rate is really nice compared to some flight sims I've seen at the time. Oh, the frame rate is really high. Some of the Microsoft ones could, like the Microsoft Pros ones, could really chug. Oh, also I am running something like 1200 though, so yes, that probably does help. Get some height, because we lost quite a bit. Yeah, this strikes, even when you play it on more realistic flights and higher difficulties, it strikes a nice balance between having like lots of controls and authenticity and like more I won't say arcade, but yes, more approachable gameplay. And I think it still looks great as well, especially when you consider it was an older game that was released a few years later than it should have been. And the magazine. Oh, there's our wing people there. You can actually jump around different planes as well if you want, which is always nice. But yeah, a positive reaction to this was quite positive at the time. It didn't get any less than 80s, 82, 83. And when it got re-released on budget, it was a little bit lower. We still, yes, still intercepting nicely. Are we spying what? Are those what white dots? The intercepting, the attacking flight? I think so. Yes, we're in an era where you have to ask if is that white dot something? Against my height advantage. Airfield if you want to for some reason. It's getting closer now. Oh yeah, look, yes. There's quite a few white dots now. Gain some more height when you get a few more 1,000 feet, I think. So we can pounce down on them. Some trade for you. I thought this speech was really cool. It was probably the first flight sim I can think of where it had actual like in-game speech. There's AA guns, I think, on the convoys, escorting ships. I'm Chom3, thank you. Coming to help you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chom3. Much appreciated. Numbered. Yes, I'd say so. I should look around if you want. I've got to get through. Where's the thank you. There we go. Bennett 2 o'clock. Range less than 2 miles. Oh. Let's have a look. Have I been chasing clouds? Maybe I may perhaps been looking at clouds. I don't know. Whoops. Yeah, sucker gave out there. There we go. Whoops. Yes, I may have been looking at clouds. There we go. What you can do? Ah, right below us, way below us. Here, look at our flight. So this is like the oh, what's it called? Something lock, combat lock. So you can. There we go. I've been like, what's that Spitfire doing? It's just. Oh, here we are. Ah! First kill. I should say first victory. Oh! Oh no! So sorry! Whoops! Pro tip, don't put Sharka in. There we go. Whoops. Lead our shots. There's our Stukas. There they are in puffs of smoke. Oh, I'm sorry, we're even more outnumbered now, thanks to me. Ah, there they are. Thank you. Gotcha. Got that one too, I think. Padlock view, that's it. Padlock view, and it's how we describe in a few like flight sims where you basically lock your view to the enemy and then you can move around. Gotcha. Gotcha. Ooh. These kind of maneuvers in real flight are a lot more hard, not more difficult to pull off. There they are. Clipped him. Go for this one. Oh, no, 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 no. That was friendly. I think. Gotcha. How if we can force them to disengage. Gotcha. I think that's it. That might have been the last one in this area here. Yeah, I think we'll see. The escorts have buggered off, I think. Poor things. Yeah. So yeah, they're out. I think we'll get a request to disengage. Return home. Yep, the forces returning home disengaged. Yes, coming to the end of our episode, we'll do a bit of a cheat thing here, and we'll return. If we can. We need to end the mission. End mission, there we go. The king honours you with a visit. Oh, bless him. Photographs, video, progress report. So yeah, aircraft loss 1. Oops. Aircraft kill 6. Flying hours 50. Kill rating 6. So the RAF strength is 110%. There we are. Kill rating is 6. We've joined the ranks of the aces. Yes, you may, if students of aviation history and World War II history might recognize some names, like that's Douglas Bader, and there's Josef Frankizek, a Czech pilot who was, yes, didn't get quite that many kills, but they got a lot of kills. I think you click next day, and basically it progressed to the progress to the phase, and yeah, that's basically as a pilot. That's it, and yeah, it's quick, compelling stuff. I really like it, and I'll just quickly show off the. If we go to reset and we go to the Luftwaffe, put Arca there. So yeah. Actually, if we go to reset, sorry, yeah, and we go to another one here, new player, Helmut, you can do pilot again, but if you go to controller, and we'll go to the Blitz, campaign of a heavy bomb moment again. So you get to plan the which flights do what rendezvous point and set attack, return. You can, yeah, so you can see summary. Set an attack first, so you can target Port of London. Then we're there, so yeah, so you're like set, yeah. So Dornier 17, so you set the best planes for the job. The flying pen, those are the flying pencils, are they? The very long slender things. So you set attack. You want to say set the Port of London, set escort for any flights you want. And there you go, you scramble that, and yeah, see, and you begin. Oh yes, right. Yes, you can have basically you can become you can choose be like basically a tail gunner, which is quite cool. Yeah. But yes, I think we'll end our video on here, on this note here. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you're an Amiga and haven't played Reach for the Skies and like and you enjoy flight sims, you haven't played it, give it a go. It's absolutely worth it. Yeah, and hopefully one day a WASD file will appear, and some manual scans and whatnot. But until that day, and until the next Megabytes, this is Coffee Hound Retro Sharka signing off.